All right, this is lesson 3.3 on parallel lines and transversals. And there are a number of theorems on page 143 that I would like you to write in your notes. So we have the first a postulate, the corresponding angles postulate, that says if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then the pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. So two parallel lines cut by a transversal, then the pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. Then we have the alternate interior angles, consecutive interior angles, alternate exterior angles, and perpendicular transversal. Those four theorems. Basically, they all start off that if we have two parallel lines cut by a transversal, then pairs of alternate interior angles are congruent. Then we also have consecutive interior angles that are supplementary. And then lastly, we have pairs of alternate exterior angles that are congruent. So they all start out pretty much the same way. And then if a transversal is perpendicular to one of two parallel lines, then it is perpendicular to the other. And we can talk about that more specifically in class as well. So those theorems on page 143, please make sure you have those down. We will be using those quite a bit, even as we get into triangles and quadrilaterals and so on and so forth. We're going to be using them a lot. So you really need to know those theorems. All right, then a couple examples using those theorems. If I tell you that line P is parallel to line Q in example number 1, I want you to prove to me that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 180 degrees. So think about those theorems that I just asked you to write down. There's something we know about angles 1 and 8. They are corresponding. Corresponding angles are congruent. We know that 2 and 8 are supplementary. And so therefore we can use substitution to prove that 1 and 2 are supplementary. So write out that proof more formally. And then in the above diagram, give each angle measure if the measure of angle 2 is 110 degrees. So I want to know how big are angles 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 if angle 2 is 110 degrees. You don't have to tell me why, you don't have to tell me how you found it, but you're going to be using the alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, and so on and so forth. And there's definitely more than one way to find those. And then your third example, throw some algebra in here. We want to find the value of x. So use what you know about alternate interior, consecutive interior, alternate exterior, and those angle relationships, and find out what x equals. Have those done for class for tomorrow, and enjoy your evening.